ठीक है, तो this I have picked up from year 2025, wherein there was an internal office action of somebody who had come up with an invention, Mr. Vikram, who works as a researcher at the Central Research Institute. After coming up with an invention, he sends his proposal to the his institute's patent filing division with a draft of the invention. The patent filing division files once again. So it says the patent filing division finds two relevant documents D1 and D2 in their pre-filing search procedure and resends Mr. Vikram to justify the novelty and inventiveness of his invention D1 and D2. And then what happens? So this is what where it talks about the invention of Mr. Vikram. So एक बात आप ये जान लीजिए कि this is a drafting question, but this is not a drafting question to a patent office. This is a drafting question between an inventor and his institute in which he is serving. For example, it could be a professor writing to his university IPR division, or it could be an employee working in a multinational to his IP division, or it could be an employee working for an Indian company to the IP division, because IP division in these institutions take the first call of whether they should be filing this inventor's patent application ahead or not by doing some, इसको बोलते हैं patent search procedure, pre-filing search procedure. So what has happened is that this institution found out two documents D1 and D2, and they are wanting Mr. Vikram to prove that this is novel over D1 and D2 separately and inventive over both together. His invention pertains to an advanced 3-point seat belt system, which features adjustable buckle mechanism. Then there is an innovative webbing material. Some additional safety features are also provided to improve overall user experience, comfort and protection during collision. तो जो सीट बेल्ट लगाते हैं ना, ये उसका इन्वेंशन है. It's a three point सीट बेल्ट मैकेनिज्म जो इसने इन्वेंट किया है. It helps in safer drives and prevents the driver from at the time of collision. It has key features such as, क्या क्या फीचर्स हैं इसमें? एक एडजस्टेबल बकल मैकेनिज्म है. The seat belt buckle can easily be adjusted with one hand. तो वो दो hand use करने पड़ते हैं ना, एक से आप खींचते हो और दूसरे से you put it inside. In this is just one hand is being used, which allows the user to modify the fit based on body size and seating position. There is sometimes car mein it is very difficult. You feel very tight, so you have to loosen it up a bit. But ये adjustable है. यहाँ पे the feature is such that it will see the body weight of the person who is wearing the seat belt and automatically it adjusts कि कितना उसको एक breathing space चाहिए. There is a high performance webbing material also. It utilizes composite webbing made from advanced synthetic web fibers that are lighter, but they are yet stronger. तो वो hurt नहीं करता है वो बेल्ट. नहीं तो कई बार it makes breathing very difficult. So, but this is so lightweight that you don't even feel like that there is a seat belt on the body. This webbing exhibits enhanced abrasion resistance. There is a UV stability also and reduced stretch to minimize occupants' movement during a crash. कि वो उसका stretch is such कि if there is a very hard collision, you will not fall completely ahead. It will stop you from a lot of movement so that you are safe with the back seat. There is an integrated load limiting device also, an integrated load limiter that allows the belt to stretch slightly during a severe impact, reducing the force applied to the occupant's body. कि थोड़ा सा तो वो मूव कर पाए ना, कि ऐसे नहीं बिल्कुल ही टाइट है वो. There is a comfort padding also. Then there is a smart technology integration also. So a lot of things. There is a coded markers also which indicate proper adjustment of a different body size. It's like बंदा पैंट पहनता है या कोई शर्ट लेता है, the marking which tells you that if you are a body weight of certain type, this is where the color, you just fix it to that color. If you are 80 kg, this is where you put. So some color coding mechanism has also been featuring in that. There is a quick release mechanism as well. कि ये नहीं कि आप उसको push ही करते जा रहे हो and belt is not even coming out. So this is Mr. Vikram's invention. Then D1 talks about same three similar 3-point seat belt system only, that includes automatic tensioning mechanism to tighten the seat belt during specific conditions, such as sudden deceleration or impact. कि एकदम तेज चल रही है कार और एकदम slow हो जाए, तो body is already in the motion. तो when you stop it, then there is a jerk. तो there is जो tension create होती है, that is adjustable. The tensioning mechanism uses inertial reel or pyrotechnic pre-tensioner that engages automatically. It reduces the slack in the belt. तो ये normal seat belt की बात कर रहा है D1 वाली. And D2 क्या बोल रहा है? It introduces adjustable comfort feature aimed at improving the user experience when wearing a seat belt. It includes a mechanism that allows the user to adjust belt's position and tension to reduce discomfort. कई बार होता है ना, comfort नहीं हो रहा होता और हम खींच रहे होते हैं. Like usually what I do is I pull that belt from my right side and use only up to the tummy, because I really find it very very difficult. So this Vikram's invention removes all that problem. The comfort system is designed with user friendly adjustable options to help ensure proper seat belt mechanism. तो anyway, तो आपको मालूम है एक विक्रम की इन्वेंशन है, उसमें बहुत सारे फीचर्स हैं. D1 एंड D2 में सिर्फ दो ही मैकेनिज्म है, एक में एंटी टेंशन है और एक में देयर इज सो वन इज ऑटोमेटिक टेंशनिंग मैकेनिज्म जो टाइटन या लूजन अप करेगा डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्पीड ऑफ द कार. और दूसरा क्या है, दूसरे में कौन सा मैकेनिज्म है, दैट इज ऑल्सो सिमिलर साउंडिंग, टेंशन टू रिड्यूस डिस्कम्फर्ट, अलाउज यूजर टू एडजस्ट दी बेल्ट पोजिशन. इसमें कुछ ऑटोमेटिक नहीं है, वन हैज टू कीप शिफ्टिंग एंड सी वेयर इट इज फिटिंग. तो अब क्वेश्चन क्या है इसमें ना, आपको बहुत एक ट्रिक ये होता है कि ये 5 मार्क्स का ही होता है. आई थिंक दिस ड्राफ्टिंग इज ओनली ऑफ 5 मार्क्स आई बिलीव. So you don't have to invest a lot of energy in understanding the invention as much we have taken now. I think we have taken more than 8 to 9 minutes to read this one by one. This is not the way how you have to do in the exam when the question of this type is coming. Why? Because this is not drafting claims. This is not drafting title or abstract. All it is saying is that you just identify the key distinctive features between the prior art documents and what you have invented. Like I said in the last to last class, for novelty check, इसमें इसने दो चीजें पूछी हैं. क्या बोला है? Justify the novelty and inventiveness of his invention with regard to D1 and D2. It's a 10-mark question. ठीक है स्नेहा, even if it is 10-mark question, you don't have to spend more than 4 to 5 minutes in giving a quick reading, because this is all a copy paste question. And then identifying the difference between my invention and the prior art invention. और वो distinction बहुत quickly आप find कर सकते हो. Then it says go through the disclosures of the draft of Mr. Vikram, disclosures of D1 and D2, and prepare a detailed response from Mr. Vikram. From Mr. Vikram. So that means it is almost as if patent agent is writing on behalf of Mr. Vikram. So it has to be first tense, as if Mr. Vikram is directly talking to his company's supervisor who has asked for his inputs. ठीक है? And where you have to justify novelty and the inventive step. तो novelty के लिए D1 has to be separately seen. Like I said in that class, novelty is always 1:1. Matlab, if I have ABC, then exact ABC should be present in D1. If I have ABCD, then exact ABCD should be present in D2 and D1 separately. Exact features should be shown. That is why you say it is novelty destroying. Matlab it is not even novel. जबकि when you try to prove inventive step, तो इन्वेंटिव स्टेप में क्या होता है, व्हाट इज द इन्वेंटिव थ्रेशोल्ड, कि ठीक है आई नो दैट इट इज नॉवल बट हाउ मच इट इज नॉट ऑब्वियस। तो क्या होता है कि यू यूजुअली पिक अप 3 to 4 प्रायर आर्ट डॉक्यूमेंट्स। यूजुअली क्या करता है इन्वेंटर इन लॉट ऑफ इंडियन कंपनीज, देर इज नो ब्रेक थ्रू, दे फाइंड आउट A1 A B C D, देर आर 4 प्रायर आर्ट डॉक्यूमेंट्स, इन लोगों को इकट्ठा करके एंड दे फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज द ग्रेड एरिया वेयर दे कुड इन्वेंट। तो आपको ये प्रूव करना है कि देयर हैज बीन नो टीचिंग, नो मोटिवेशन एंड नो सजेशन in these two prior documents, that even if I read these two together, I would not have come to this invention at all. There was no teaching to me. ठीक है, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम जैसे यश का एग्जाम्पल यूज करते हैं, गेव इट इन द फर्स्ट क्लास itself. 3 blade mixer grinder is D1. 5 blade mixer grinder is D2. And what is Mr. Vikram he has done is that he has come up with and in D1, 3 blade mixer grinder is made of steel blades. In D2, it is made of some other material, silicon or something, which does not break the blade, even if you put a very hard material for mixing. Now, these two documents, if I am seeing with regard to what Vikram has invented, let's say Vikram has invented a 6 blade blender, okay? But the material that he has used is having very high tensile strength and thermodynamic stability also. The question is that by reading D1 and D2, could Vikram come up with 6 blade blender or not? कि 3 लिखा हुआ है, 3 already known है, 5 already known है, तो क्या बड़ी बात है, आपने 6 blade blender बना दिया। So Vikram has to prove that no, there was no teaching that 6 blade would work as efficiently or even much more better than what 3 and 5 could do. जैसे 3 blade blender में you could never mix hard nuts, उसका powder नहीं बना सकते because blade is made of steel, it would break. So there was no teaching motivation in D1 to have come up with my invention where blade doesn't break and you can put any sort of hard nut also. In the second one, there was a 5 blade blender because 3 से 5 हो गया, now it could mix hard things also, but still it might break because of thermodynamic issue. Okay, when you keep mixing that very hard nut, it becomes so hot and therefore it stops working. Sometimes वो motor खराब हो जाती है उसकी. So there was no teaching, no motivation that he could have come up with 6 blade blender to still mix very, very hard nuts and still it doesn't break. So that you have to see D1 and D2 together to then prove to your company's person to say that there was no इसको बोलते हैं TSM, teaching, suggestion or motivation that I could have come up with this. So exactly same thing you have to do in this case also. Like I said, you have to ratify these particular statements. जैसे dear sir, madam, at the outset, thank you for sharing the prior art. अगर आपको sir का नाम मालूम है, आप कुछ डाल सकते हो. Dear Mr. Chopra, at the outset, it's a hypothetical name. At the outset, thanks for sharing the prior art search results that have revealed D1 and D2. I have undergone extensive reading of both references, which led me to opine that none of these documents are novelty destroying and do not hold my invention as non-inventive. So in first paragraph also there is an affirmation that you are telling कि मैंने बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ा है, neither it's novelty destroying nor it is proving my invention to be obvious. Then आगे वो बोलता है, while judging the novelty aspect of the invention, each feature must be present in the cited prior art references or reference. However, for judging inventive step, there should be a teaching motivation or suggestion from mosaicing of prior art references. Mosaicing का मतलब हो गया in collection. If I read both the documents, it should be such that it leads me to this invention. While judging inventive step, hindsight must be avoided. like I told you last time, what is the meaning of hindsight? Okay, you see my invention and then read both the documents and try to find the answer in that. Backward calculation nahi hona chahiye. It should be so clear enough that both references, when I take together, it should lead to Mr. Vikram's invention. In this backdrop, I provide my detailed analysis concerning both the aspects of novelty and inventive step vis-a-vis identified prior art references. तो अब इसको लिखना कैसे है? आप 4 कॉलम बनाएंगे, prior art reference लिखेंगे D1, then what is that aspect of the prior art reference which is to be judged and found the distinction with. फिर आप लिखेंगे novelty of my invention, मतलब विक्रम्स invention, and then the inventive step का last column. तो जब आप novelty का बात कर रहे हैं, which is your third column, then you are distinctively seeing D1 separately and D2 separately. तो दो अलग कॉलम्स में. तो D1 में अब हम देखते हैं. D1 आपको कुछ भी याद नहीं रखना है, इसमें जाना है, कॉपी पेस्ट करके आना है. D1 focuses on three-set seat belt system. It includes automatic tensioning mechanism. There are in case of specific condition जब deceleration होता है या impact होता है. The tensioning mechanism uses an inertial reel or pre-tensioner. Same exact copy you just paste. Now you have to start proving how Mr. Vikram's invention is different in terms of novelty in order to prove novelty. So you'll write Mr. Vikram's invention. In fact, आप Mr. Vikram भी लिख सकते हो, ऐसा भी लिख सकते हो, my invention, my, है ना, Mr. Vikram. इधर हम विक्रम की बात कर रहे हैं. My invention introduces several new features which are not disclosed in D1. तो मेरा इन्वेंशन मैं D1 के साथ सेपरेटली फाइंड आउट कर रही हूँ, मैच कर रही हूँ. देयर इज एन एग्जैक्ट मैच और नॉट. तो मैं ये बता रही हूँ एज मिस्टर विक्रम कि इट इंक्लूड्स एडजस्टेबल बकल मैकेनिज्म. इट हैज हाई परफॉर्मेंस वेबिंग मटेरियल, उसमें नहीं था D1 में. देर इज नो इंटीग्रेटेड लोड लिमिटिंग डिवाइस ऑल्सो. तो आप इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, विच इज नॉट डिस्क्लोज इन D1. जैसे ए केस में एडजस्टेबल बकल मैकेनिज्म मैंने बनाया है. There is high performance webbing material also. Then there is a smart technology. तो आप देखो ये फीचर्स को 1:1 मैच कर रहे हो. There is a color coding adjustable markers also. C 3 हो गए. इसमें क्या है? इसमें देखो, इसको भी ABC कर सकते हो आप. 3 that includes A, an automatic tensioning mechanism. ठीक है, और इसमें क्या है? बस यही है. ठीक है, the tensioning mechanism uses inertial reel और प्री टेंशन दैट एंगेजेस ऑटोमेटिकली. तो ए का इधर ए, बी का इधर बी, है ना. तो आप एज अ होल इसको मैच कर रहे हो दैट मिस्टर विक्रम्स इन्वेंशन हैज 3 डिफरेंट distinctive points as against which are not found in D1. So the features not disclosed in D1 are the following. And then you have to close by saying, hence my invention is novel over that of document D1. तो आपको ये प्रूव करना है. You are proving by matching both. Then you go to another document C. अभी आप fourth column fill नहीं कर रहे हो. Now you are mentioning about D2. So what is D2? D2 introduces adjustable comfort feature aimed at improving the user experience. It also includes a mechanism that allows user to adjust the seat belt. यही दो इसके mechanism है. The comfort system is designed with a user-friendly adjustment options. ये तीन इसके distinctive features हैं D2 के. Now you are matching D2 with Vikram's invention. D2 prior art reference mentions adjustable comfort features for reducing comfort during long drives, for reducing discomfort during long drives. While my invention, किसकी बात हो रही है? मिस्टर विक्रम की. Addresses tension adjustment. So ये कह रहा है कि It addresses tension adjustment plus but emphasizes on the advanced safety features as well, covering वही जो था कोडिंग मैकेनिज्म, कलर कोडिंग, जो भी ऊपर था। तो बेसिकली आप इसको पूरा का पूरा जो आपने ऊपर लिखे थे ये ये आप दोबारा से नीचे डालोगे। तो इसमें बेसिकली मेहनत कुछ भी नहीं है, आप बस डिस्टिंग्विश कर रहे हो हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम माय इन्वेंशन। ठीक है, तो ए कि इसमें कलर कोडिंग भी है एंड देयर आर सेपरेट फीचर्स आल्सो विच एड्रेसेस एडजस्ट। इसमें देखो कुछ भी मैच नहीं कर रहा है जो इसने लेके आया है। एंड देन यू विल से हेंस दिस रेंडर्स माय इन्वेंशन novel over the prior art reference T2, full stop. The exact features of my invention are missing in the said prior art reference D2. तो बेसिकली आपका पेटेंट ऑफिस एग्जामिनर ये चेक कर रहा है कि आप नॉवेल्टी के लिए 1:1 प्रायर आर्ट चेक करके उसको बता रहे हो कि सबको इकट्ठा लेके और बोल रहे हो उसमें ये नहीं है उसमें वो नहीं है ना। तो सेपरेटली यू हैव टू मेक डिफरेंट रोज ऑफ D1 D2, देयर कुड बी मोर प्रायर आर्ट रेफरेंसेस गिवन टू यू, देन यू हैव टू मैच योर इन्वेंशंस डिस्टिंक्शन with each of them separately in different columns. तो ये तो हो गया novelty aspect. For inventive step aspect, there'll be only one row, one column, where you are now reading D1 and D2 together and saying that there is no teaching motivation to come up with my invention. जैसे कह रहा है, an inventive step is an important criteria that needs to be satisfied in light of section 2JA of the Patent Act, wherein the invention must involve a inventive step. The inventive step can be proved by showcasing an invention that has a technical advance or has economic significance or both, or where the invention is not obvious. तो वो सेक्शन 2JA को आप एक्सप्लेन करो कि इन्वेंटिव स्टेप का मतलब क्या होता है। फिर उसके बाद अब आप प्रूव कर रहे हो हैविंग क्रिटिकली एनालाइज्ड both cited prior art references D1 and D2, we would like to humbly submit. We नहीं आएगा, I would like to humbly submit that the prior art resolved or the prior or the problem solved by Dr. Vikram or that the problem solved by me by my invention does not find any teaching suggestion or motivation, इसको बोलते हैं TSM, from the cited prior art references D1 and D2, कि वहां पे ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था कि जो मुझे गाइड कर पाए कि मुझे ऐसी इन्वेंशन लेके आनी है। Hence, it is not obvious. Furthermore, the invention has an inventive step as it has several advanced features. Neither D1 nor D2 discloses combination of features present in my invention, including the advanced composite. जैसे क्या नहीं है D1 एंड D2 में, इसमें से कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है। एडवांस कॉम्पोजिट वेबिंग मटेरियल भी नहीं है क्लोज्ड। देयर इज नो डिस्क्लोजर or even teaching or motivation about using a load limiter. There is also no teaching, motivation, or suggestion of coming up with a smart technology integration or a color coded markers and a quick release mechanism. इसमें से ऐसा कुछ भी बाकी दो डॉक्यूमेंट्स को पढ़ने से I could not come up with any of these inventive features. This problem has These problems have not been resolved by the prior art references. ठीक है, तो इस तरह से आप इसको बता रहे हो। This renders the invention of this renders my invention as inventive over the two cited prior art references D1 and D2. So basically, because this was the question that came up for the very first time in year 20, I think this was 2025 for the first time. So nobody knew how to write it. So generally, this would have been known only to those people who are working for companies or who are the habitual inventors who are usually questioned by their supervisor कि, okay, now prove me the novelty and inventive step. So this is how in a company usual format is. There is another format of not creating a table but writing paraforms. उसमें क्या होता है, that creates a lot of confusion. It doesn't look good also. So you always try to use this format if it comes again, where you are first starting with a para and then putting it up, um, in the form of a column. Column में separately D1, D2, you are matching the novelty features, creating distinction, but for inventive step, you are mosaicing. So Vishwa, ये जो word file है, that is already up on the portal. If you look at the past year solved question papers, in year 2025, you will find it as solved one. It's in the book also. ठीक है? So this one I stop, and if I'll ask for any questions that you may have. Any questions in writing the answer to this particular question? Then we go to a drafting question then. Any question anybody has? कोई doubt?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, regarding the inventive step that you have mentioned.